my shadow. I got on 800, she got on stilettos. She my best friend.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Fortnite here. Welcome back to another video. So today I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to do that neon glow effect that you just saw. It's a pretty simple effect, but it is a little bit hard to learn, so stick with me throughout the whole tutorial to make sure that you can do it on your own. So yeah, let's just get right started. So I already have my clip synced up here, but basically what you want to do is you want to find a spot in your clip where there's an obvious thing that you want to have glowing. So in this instance, I'm going to be using my this little wood platform right here. So I'm going to have it go from here and circle kind of around this platform in the span of the time that you just like this. So the first step that we're going to need to do is we are going to need to mask out this kind of like platform, also known as kind of rotoscoping. Basically, all you gotta do, find the point in time where you want to start your mask, grab the pen tool in the top here. If you don't have this pen tool, go ahead and go to Window, Workspace, All Panels, so you can do the exact same thing and do the same thing as me. So I'm just gonna mask this out really quickly, so mask out the area that I want to use. So I'm gonna just click here, here, remove that a little bit, and here. Perfect. Okay, so now what you wanna do is once you've masked out the area that you're gonna use, you wanna open the clip and open the keyframes. So hit U, and then hit M, and then you'll get this little mask area. Then you want to open and close this mask really quickly, and you want to click mask path. You want to hit this little stopwatch right next to the mask path. That's really important so that you can keyframe, so that every time you adjust this mask, it'll add a keyframe. And I've forgotten to do this countless of times, and you lose a lot of work when you don't do it, so make sure you do that. So once you have done this, once you have enabled the mask path keyframes, every time you want to skim through each individual frame and add a keyframe. And once there is movement in the clip, all you gotta do is just adjust the mask to kind of fit that. So the way that you do that is you just press Shift on any of these little dots. You're allowed to kind of move the mask as you wish. So just kind of make it fit the square that you're going for here. So in my case, I'm just gonna mask out this really quickly. And keep in mind, the more movement that you have in your clip that you're editing, the more time this is gonna take, because the more frames you're gonna have to do, and the more you're gonna have to perfect this to make it kind of follow the area that you are masking. Like in this frame, there's barely anything I need to change from the last one, so I'm just gonna add the keyframe. Same here, and here. So now here I've come to the point where my mask is no longer gonna fit the frame that I'm looking for. So once it gets to this point, I'm just kind of gonna drag the mask out all the way to each individual corner. So now it looks like a normal clip. So if we look here, we can see the mask kind of follows the path that I want it to do the effect for, like that. Oh, and something that I forgot to mention, you want to do the exact same thing with the last clip, or with the frame before you want the effect to start. So kind of just drag out all of your points to make sure that it fits the entire screen, just like this. All right, so now that we have this mask all pathed out and where we want it to be, we can add the effect. So what you gotta do is just hover on the layer that you've added the mask onto and hit Control D to duplicate it. Now once you've duplicated this, most important step here is hit M to open the mask view and just delete the mask. So it should just look like your normal average clip. And once you've deleted the mask off of your original layer, now just add the saber effect to your layer with the mask. Saber is a really awesome plugin that you can use for a lot of things in After Effects. So you guys can try and get that on your own. But once you have it, all you gotta do is just add saber to the layer with the mask on it. So the first step, once you've done this, your screen should turn black and you should see this blue line. This is completely normal. First step, go to render settings in the bottom of the saber settings and go to composite settings at the bottom and change it from black to transparent. And then all the black should go away and you should have this blue line again. Now once you have this blue line, you can close out of those render settings and go to customize core. And then you want to change the core type here to layer masks. And then you should see an outline around your mask that you made, which is good. Now it may look pretty weird right now because it doesn't look great. It's glitchy, laggy, etc. And the way that you fix this and complete the actual effect is you have to go here into mask evolution, hit the little stopwatch here, go to the start of your mask, hit the stopwatch, then go to the end of your mask, and maybe change this to 2. Change the first number to 2 and maybe this a little bit. It's all about preference on how much you want the circle to go around your mask. So how many times you want the saber to circle your mask is what the mask evolution does. Now once you've added the mask evolution, you shouldn't really see any change, but here's where you actually do the effect. You want to go ahead and on the left, keyframe start offset and end offset. And once you've done that, all you gotta do, keyframe them both at the start, go to the end of your mask, keyframe start offset to 100, end offset to about 80. And once you've done that, then you should see the effect kind of doing the spinny part. So this is exactly what we want. You can customize how much of this you see by going ahead and like changing the end offset, so how far along the end offset starts. So like if I were to put the end offset lower, it's defaulted at 100, but if I put it to maybe 30, you see it starts with less of it and slowly declines, and then slowly increases again. So essentially, all you gotta do is add those two things, and right now you're done with the effect, but there's still a lot more that you can do to add to this effect. So I'm just gonna cover a few things that you can do to make this look 10 times better. So the first thing that you can do is mess with your glow intensity, glow spread, bias, and size. I personally like to keep the glow intensity around the same, but tone down the core size a little bit. So maybe around 1 for me. And then I can also up the intensity depending on how it looks. It looks to spin a little bit faster as it's thinner, but it's kind of less, it looks more blended. And you can also, on top of this, you can change the color like you saw in the original video. The way you do this is you want to hit the little stopwatch here and glow color that. And then you can keyframe the color to be whatever you want. So I'm just going to start with red in the beginning. And once you've added this keyframe, you're going to go to the very end of your clip, add another keyframe, and keyframe the glow to be purple. And there you can see we have a red to purple glow. Yep, see, it goes to red, kind of fades into a purple. You can also add more colors by going in the middle, changing it to light blue. We'll have a red, blue, purple fade. Just like that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna enhance the clip a little bit. So it looks kind of weird because you can kind of see the mask and you can see where it's masking out. It looks fine, but it could look much better. So another thing that you can do to add a spice is go on your bottom clip. So the clip on kind of the like lower, the bottom clip, and add FL Glow. This is another kind of plugin that I tend to use. I really like this plugin. It has a really nice glow to it. You guys can try and pick this up on your own. Another thing that you can do is keyframe the saber effect to fit your clip better. So right now it kind of just like starts out of nowhere, but say I wanted it to start when he jumps. So all I have to do is just keyframe the start offset and the end offset or put the keyframes to the spot where I want it to start. So if I grab all these keyframes, just kind of move them. And then what you can do again here is if you go into the saber effect, go all the way down to the bottom to compositing settings, keyframe it at 100, and in the frame before, keyframe it to 0. Or you can move it back a little bit depending on how you like that. So now we have it set so that it starts when he jumps. Another really cool thing that you can do with this kind of effect that I also like to do is you can add the looks plugin, which is something that you can use for color corrections and more. And if you go ahead and you go to tools, look for HSL colors and put that down in post, you can go ahead and edit which colors appear in the in your montage. So now you'll see only those colors that we really wanted to show up will show up. So the way that we can make this not look so choppy is by keyframing it. So if we go here to strength, keyframe it where we want it to be, keyframe it to where he jumps, or maybe a little bit after he jumps, 100, original keyframe 0. See, there we go, it kind of does that. And then we'll have it transition back right after the hit happens. I think that looks pretty good. I'm just going to change up a few more things and then add some final effects. Alright, so now that I think I've got the final product here, this is what it looks like. Sorry if the preview is a little laggy. Yeah, this is what you get when you have this effect. I hope you guys all enjoyed the tutorial, and yeah, if you have any questions, just drop them down in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Peace.